Zero, nada, zilch, zip. The largest international peace project of the Trump second term has in its bank account the dollar amount that you would expect to find in the average American's checking account at the end of the month in Trump's economy. Zero. And this is confirmed by 4 separate sources familiar with the matter, reported on by publications like the Financial Times. And I'm talking about the Board of Peace, which Sleepy Don Trump announced back in January at Davos as his exact words, the greatest and most prestigious board ever assembled at any time, any place. And it currently has $0 in its World Bank Reconstruction Fund. Not virtually zero, not almost zero, zero. Nothing. As a source told the Financial Times on the record, $0 have been deposited. Sure, 9 countries pledged more than $9 billion. And of those 9, exactly 2 have actually wired any money. The UAE sent $100 million to train a new Gaza police force. And that $100 million is currently frozen. The police force doesn't exist. Morocco sent $20 million, which is being used to pay the salary of a Bulgarian diplomat and a small Palestinian technocratic committee. That's it. That's the entire physical fundraising achievement of the Board of Peace 4 or 5 months in. $120 million, of which $100 million is sitting frozen in a holding account. Now, you may remember that the State Department also pledged to give $1.2 billion in foreign aid to projects linked to the board. But a senior congressional aide told the Financial Times none of that money has gone to the board, none of that money is being managed by the Board of Peace, and State tells us there's no intent to have any of that money managed by the Board of Peace. A little weird. So not only does the Peace Board have no money, it has no plans to ever have the money. And yet the rest of the federal government has been cutting checks somehow, somewhere, giving them to someone, and that money is presumably going in someone's wallet and walking the other way. And then we get to the actual best part, the absolutely glorious moment of self-own in all of this, where the board's own spokesperson, the person whose job is to defend the board, to defend the empty bank account on the record, and they said, we're not like hoarding money in a bank account and then awarding contracts for things that can't be delivered. Awfully specific. We don't have any money, but it's like on purpose, man. We meant for that account to be empty. Hoarding would totally be tacky. And meanwhile, if you remember, the United States Institute of Peace was renamed in February, the Donald J. Trump Institute of Peace. So now, Donald Trump's $0 Board of Peace, chaired by Donald Trump, who can redirect their funds with no oversight, can now hold their meetings inside the Donald J. Trump Institute of Peace, where J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio and Jared Kushner could applaud Donald Trump. They put his name on the building so that that empty change bucket could echo with a little bit more dignity. And on the executive committee, by the way, sitting on the actual table is Tony Blair, the guy you may remember as the British Prime Minister who lied a country into the Iraq War. Putin was also invited. Vladimir Putin, the man currently fighting a land war of aggression inside Europe, was invited to help rebuild Gaza by Trump. This is ridiculous. And if you do the math, by the way, the total cost to actually rebuild Gaza, $70 billion, that's the estimate. And the board has collected in actual cash $120 million. They are 0.17% of their way to their target of rebuilding. A senior official told The Guardian, the entire story in just a couple of sentences. Quote, nobody with money and resources wants to work with the Board of Peace. Lump on the conflict with Iran, and the people with deep pockets now have an excuse not to pay. End quote. The international community has officially decided nobody with any money wants to be near the Board of Peace, the greatest and most prestigious board ever assembled, comes up empty when they pass around the offering plate. I don't want to come up empty though, so I want you guys to hit that notification bell so that you can keep tracking along with us what happens when you've got a real estate scammer trying to play the game of Risk in real life.